Good Saturday morning,
Top of the
everybody.
day.
Everybody, it's game day. Crew taking on Nashville. Ty Fisher alongside my co host, Gerald Lucas. My good friend, how are you this Saturday morning?
Well, happy match day to all, and I'm doing wonderful. I feel it in the air.
Game day. Crew taking on Nashville. We touched on it earlier in the week, but we really didn't know a lot about what was going on because
Listen,
they had a midweek game against Montreal.
and
But
we can touch on that a little bit too.
I mean I got everything up right here. I got the Montreal game, I got our game, I got the supporter shield standings, I got whatever else we're going to talk about. But jumping on to the uh Montreal Nashville game, Nashville lost. One two no goals, two shots on target, six shots off target, two block shots. Um and it's they look like they had a decent game, but not really a commanding game.
Listen, I watched that game. I was bouncing through all the games because
Hmm.
Wednesday was actually phenomenal for soccer. You know, Atlanta coming back, Philly coming back and drawing. The goals were just crazy, right?
Yeah,
And I get to the Nashville Montreal, and I'm like, okay, Montreal's up 1-0. Nashville's got, Hanny. He's gonna get at least two, right? Well, time ticks away, and next thing you know, it's 7 minutes of stoppage time.
in Montreal and
Yes,
Nashville, seven.
yes.
What in
It's
the
like
world did they
it was
do?
like
This is like World Cup all over again.
I want to say it was seven. Don't let me. It
Was
might have been
do you remember if the number is greater than three?
yes.
All right, it's a World Cup all over again.
Um, but so I'm like, okay, and Nashville started to push, and Montreal just threw everybody in the box and just said, "We're gonna make you shoot from outside."
Yeah,
And they made a couple stops, cleared the ball. Next, the ref blew the whistle, and you see the fans celebrating there in Montreal, and you just see like Nashville was just drained of energy.
yeah. I mean,
And
just by looking at like the possession, Nashville had a lot in the second half.
remind you of another black and yellow team.
80, 85, 90. So from was that 40, 45, 50, 55. From the 60th minute on, it was just all Nashville, especially in the 70th minute. Um, Nashville had 91% possession against Montreal's 9% possession. But yes, it does remind me of another. Uh, that's the common misconception. Nashville's not black and gold. They're not black and yellow. They're like a navy. They're like a dark navy blue.
Midnight Blue.
Yeah, they're not black. So I mean, yeah, the yellow is the same, but that's the common misconception. Nashville's not black and yellow. They have a black kit, but they're not. Their primary colors aren't black and yellow. It's like a dark navy blue. But and then you have total possession 54%, 540 total passes, 85% passing accuracy. Um, but it looks like Montreal just kind of met their. It looks like Nashville met their match with Montreal.
Yes,
It's as far as I'm seeing, you know.
they did, and it sort of scares me,
Hmm.
right?
My guy, all the donuts are gone in my place.
um, it scares me that they're coming off the loss to Montreal like the way they did. The way that they controlled the game, possessions and passing and things like that. It just scares me how they're going to be against Columbus tonight.
Yeah, and with Columbus earning that road point against New York City, again, a point that I'll happily take.
Mm-hmm.
But you think about it, Nashville's down a lot of guys. You know,
Yes, they are.
Nashville's down quite a bit of players, and we're down what? We got one guy with Crew 2 this weekend, Josh Williams.
Yes, that was some big news.
We got 24 donuts. Let's go. Come on.
I got sausage and biscuits.
Hey, that's it. That's actually really good. We got Josh Williams with Crew 2, right?
Yep.
Only 2 players on the injury list. One questionable, one out. Will Sands, as we know. I heard he's off crutches now.
Yes, and it was weird seeing him walk around on the pitch, especially when they were watering the grass. And I'm sitting there like, oh, how is this gonna work? But
Yeah.
he was walking around. You could see he had the brace on,
Mm-hmm.
but he was walking. So which is a good sign.
Yeah.
Milos was out there. I think that was his third consecutive. That was his third consecutive training with the group. So he's getting better,
Okay.
and he was actually looking good out there during the warm ups. So it's we'll see game time.
Yeah.
That'd be a huge boost to our back line. Um, man,
I'm trying to share this out. Go ahead, keep going.
yeah, it would be a huge boost for him, especially being able to have him back to go up against Mukhtar.
Yeah.
Eloy was out there looking actually pretty good, and he did look good in the Curacao game. But it's good to see that we don't have a grocery list anymore.
I mean, I think the one concerning thing was, all these guys that are out, are they even going to make it back before the end of the season? You know what I mean? But we have progression in Milos, Josh getting time now, making his I would say season debut, but I would say making his Crew 2 debut.
Well, I mean,
at some point in time,
his Crew 2 season debut, because he played one game last year with Crew 2. So he's no stranger to Laurent and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But I love what they're doing. They're taking their time with these injuries, right?
Yeah.
And
as they
when they feel like they're able to come back and play, they get with Laurent and say, and put him down with Crew 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'll touch on that here in a minute, but we're gonna see how he is. We know there's gonna be hell of a rust on him. Yeah. He hasn't played at all.
Mm-hmm.
But for him, like the last 2 weeks now, being out there with the group and not off to the side, and I saw people touch on about Luis Diaz, looking like he didn't want to be down there with Crew 2 when they lost to Chicago 4-0 or 4-2. Which I don't think that's the case. And even Laurent said, it was a planned sub at halftime. Let him play 45 minutes. But when he was bullied off of the ball, he took a tumble and he re-aggravated his back. So you're not going to be able to play, the way that you started the game off. So he's played now a couple more games with Crew 2 and has looked like the Diaz that we saw last year, the speedy, making quick cuts. And, he's been with the first team, not off to the side. So
Good.
this team is almost back to full strength.
Taking a look at tonight's game, Columbus and Nashville each have 2 wins and 6 all-time meetings with each other, with the other 2 matches ending in draws. Nashville has won each of the last 2 meetings, including their 3-1 victory last month. Crew have lost 1 of their last 15 home matches. We've won 9, drew 5. Dating back to last season, we are one of 4 teams, Cincinnati, Philadelphia, and San Jose, with only 1 home defeat since the run began on August 6th of last year. Nashville SC saw its club record 10-match league unbeaten streak come to an end with their 1-0 loss on Wednesday. They've lost consecutive matches just once since the middle of August of 2022, losing to New England and Cincinnati in March. The big name, Cucho Hernandez, contributed to a goal in 9 straight matches, 4 goals, 7 assists, the longest streak in the Crew's MLS history. Only 4 players since 2000 have recorded streaks of 10 or more games with a goal contribution within a single regular season, with all 4 doing so since 2018. And last but not least, Nashville has conceded more than 1 goal just once in 19 regular season matches this year, while every other team has allowed multiple goals at least 3 times this year. Going back to last season, though, Nashville has led in multiple goals just twice in its last 28 MLS matches, including playoffs. So, although Nashville is sitting second in the Supporter Shield and second in the Eastern Conference, they have a tendency to allow goals.
Mm-hmm.
And with Columbus being at home, 8th straight sellout, by the way,
9th overall this year.
Yeah, I think Nashville's due to let some goals in tonight, especially with the way how we played against them in back in May at Geodis Park. If we start the game like we started that game, I think we take this.
Well, if Crew fans go out there to our Spotify channel or wherever you get your podcast at, you can hear Malta Amundsen. We got to interview him, for training, right? And talking about what they've learned, if they've watched anything, the Nashville game over again and seen what they did wrong and seen what they can fix, and how they're going to come out. And he came out and said this is pretty much a revenge game.
Yeah.
So they got that on their mind, right? And I'm just going to throw this out there. Lucas Zellerane leads Crew with 8 goals, right? Cucho leads the team with 8 assists. Shouldn't it be the other way around?
It should.
But
it should. But I like this. I like this. This flip flop.
I do too. But it's just, Lucas Zellerane leads in goal contributions with 15. So somehow, some way, he's always got his foot on the ball, whenever there's a goal scored. So, I mean, it's just Cucho has the most shots on goal with 22. Cucho also leads with the most shots with 67.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at some of the other ones, minutes played, Steven Moreira's played 1,586 minutes.
This is just this year alone?
Yes, alone. Games started, Moreira and Morris have started 18 games. This one is the fun one. I would think it was somebody else, but Aiden leads the team with 38 fouls.
So now that brings me to a question, right? Obviously, we're down Aiden Morris this week.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a debate on Twitter.
Go ahead and run it.
Do you bring back Philip Quinton, move Sean Zawatsky to the midfield, or do you leave Zawatsky at center back and bring in, say, Isaiah Parente?
So I bring Philip up to the bench.
I mean, he's been to the bench.
Well, I mean, I think last 2 games last game I don't think he was on the bench. But you have him on the bench, right? I think you start Sean
At
center,
center back?
right? And then when you want to make a sub, right? You have Isaiah, start Isaiah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or even Max.
Yeah.
Start either one of them, right? Then when you go to make a change, say you pull either Isaiah or Max out and move Sean up to the mid and let Quentin come in, for relief in the back. That's gonna test, Sean's stamina, but I think it needs to be done.
Yeah.
We've seen Sean, I think, go the full 90 at center back already.
I think so, yeah.
So
Can't remember what game it was.
Why not bring Quentin in relief and say the second half, right? I ain't even gonna say at halftime, depending how the game is being dictated going into halftime. If crew are up, say 3-1, 3-0, bring him in at halftime and move Sean up to up to his natural position. But then again, that disrupts what he's being trained right now.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you defer your training from your natural position to a converted position? So I mean it's 6-1, half a dozen to the other.
Yeah.
So you're really, it's a catch-22, stuck between a rock and a hard place. The one I don't want to debate because hands down it should not happen is Patrick Schulte should be the one starting.
Yeah. Yeah. I wholeheartedly agree with that. And it's nothing against Room.
No,
It's absolutely nothing against Aloy Room. I just think Patrick has grown immensely
he has.
since the Philadelphia game
Mm-hmm.
to this past week at NYCFC. Take a look at what happened against Nashville in Nashville. He was making outrageous saves.
If it wasn't for Teal Bunbury, pulling Patrick into the goal,
Who's out, by the way?
thank God. Don't not glad that he's injured, but we don't need, him, pulling some of that cheatery.
I asked Andrew Weeby what he thought about that, and I was like, I'm surprised Andrew Weeby didn't go over the potential goalkeeper interference, and he replied back, just not a foul, with like the little the emoji with that one.
Yeah,
I was like,
he knew it was a foul by putting that, hands over the eyes like I didn't see it. He knows that the ref, turned a blind eye.
I honestly think that was goalkeeper interference because it doesn't matter if you interfere with him or not. You're preventing Schulte from making a play onto the ball.
Let that be a 1v1 and and the guy gets by you and you foul that guy. That's preventing a chance to score, right?
Yeah.
That's usually a yellow card, right? depending on.
It depends. Dave IFAB has changed, has tweaked the yellow card and red card and whatnot. So it's really it could be, but I probably wouldn't see it
I
as a
mean,
yellow.
it would
I
be a
think
foul.
it'd be a foul in general. Yes.
And
Um,
had that been called, goal would have
it's
been
it's a
disallowed,
it's a whole different ball game.
and a foul, and it would have been a goal kick.
Yeah, it probably would have been a free kick. To be honest with you, it's a free kick. It'd be a free kick coming out for Columbus.
So
It would be so happen at the 6 yard box and taking like a goal kick. But it'd be a free kick for
a,
Columbus,
a
and
free a free goal kick,
it'd be a whole different ball game. I think we'd win that.
or at least drawn.
Yeah,
So and I hate to say it about Crew supporters and fans and all that, but if Teal would have been in the game and played here tonight and did that stuff, I hate to say it, but we do have some of those fans that would have acted like um, West Ham fans against Florentina. You know what I'm saying? That there probably would have been, lower.com grounds crew probably would have been pissed off that there would be a whole bunch of trash on the field. I love our fans, but at the same time,
there's a line.
yeah.
Your one key to the match tonight before we move on.
One key to the match: keep playing the way you're doing. What's the old saying go? Keep throwing crap at the wall to see if it sticks. And that's what the crew have been playing their same game all year. If you haven't noticed it, it's just how they line up.
Yeah.
But they've been doing the same thing over and over and over. We've had some games where it's stuck. Some games it's just slid down the wall, and resulted in bad results. So,
yep. By the way, season stats, we kind of lead them on everything. Possession, shots on goal, block shots, total passes, passing accuracy, offside,
yeah.
fouls, yellow cards. So I reckon it's going to be a good matchup, but we'll get into that prediction later. Gerald, my friend, you have a game you want to preview?
I do.
Take it away.
Second time this year that the Columbus Crew 2 Capybaras take on Huntsville City FC at Historical Crew Stadium this Sunday at 5 p.m. They are 1-0 against them since they came into the league. It was a pretty good game. Last time they were here, Marco did get the only goal for Crew 2. So it's going to be a fun matchup to see, especially since one young Mr. Josh Williams will be playing in his first game this season, whether it's for the first team or the second team. So anxious to see how he shakes off the rust of not playing at all this year. See if he's picked up on the system. And once he gets back going and get back to, what do you want to say, full strength, look for him to be back on the first team and provide a presence there. So I'm predicting this time around, with the way that Crew 2 has started to come, and the way that they fought back from their, going down or conceding 2 goals late, or conceding 2 goals last game against the Baby Pigeons of New York City. They never say die. They always pull up, and I'm looking for a 3-0 win for your Columbus Cappies.
You said 3-0.
3-0.
All right, all right. Well, let's just hope that this team ends up squeaking out a win somehow, some way. Oy vey. Sunday, 5 o'clock. FC Columbus back in action. Their last. Nope, I lied to you. Is it their last? No, their second to last home game of the season. Taking on Akron City FC. 3-0 for Akron. Last time that they played up in Northern Ohio. Columbus right now sit at 1-1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sit at 1-7, allowing I believe it's 44 goals in 7 games. They're due for a win. They're due for at least more than 1 goal. I will say that right now. Akron, on the other hand, their first win came over FC Columbus last time that they played, and they are currently sitting at 1, 2, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 7, and 1.
I
So
think they're also coming off of a win over Cleveland SC. No, they lost that 4-3.
4-3.
Okay.
4-3. Yep.
That was a good match.
Their last win came over the Erie Commodores, middle of June, middle of this month, 5-0. So, 5 p.m. Roberts Field at the Wellington School, free soccer. I've heard it's supposed to rain. I hope not. I have. Oh my God.
You.
I'm so sorry, everybody. That was coming for like the last 10 minutes. I have
Felt that
30%
in your
chance of
soul.
rain. You saw what?
Felt that in your soul.
Dude, that's why I was like, I don't know if you saw me earlier. I was like this. I was like, oh, it's gonna come. My sneeze is gonna come. But I have 30% chance of rain on Sunday. High of 86. So if you guys aren't doing anything at 5 p.m., coming out to the Roberts Field at Wellington School in Upper Arlington, I am on the call for that one. Enjoy some free soccer. After what time's the game? What time's the Crew 2 game?
5 o'clock.
All right, so you have a choice. You have a choice. You can watch Crew 2, more than likely get a W, or you can watch FC Columbus try and pull out a W. Their second one of the season. Good team though. I mean, they're all great guys. I actually ref with one of the former players, which is funny. I ref with them up at Soccer First in Dublin, which is absolutely hilarious. Because I saw the last name. Like, I know that last name. I used to say this last name all the time for FC Columbus. And when I asked him, he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, I did commentary for him." He's like, "Oh, that was you." I'm like, "Yeah, that was me." But other than that, I mean, not much to really go over for this. Columbus looking to rebound after their 4-0 loss against Cleveland SC. He was just absolutely good. But yeah, there's really not much to talk about that game.
Shout out to the Columbus Eagles.
Boom.
8-0 over Dayton Lady Dutch Lions.
Dayton Dutch Lions. No, don't say Dayton Dutch Lions around Morgan Hughes. Just in general.
Yeah, well. Oh well.
8-0. Yeah, they're on a tear. They actually have my buddy is actually the center referee for their game on Sunday.
Really?
Yeah. And they play, I can't remember who they play.
I think they play Dayton FC.
Yeah, I think that's it. And it's top of the table clash. It's number 1 versus number 2.
I wonder who number 1 is.
I think it's Dayton. I think it's Dayton. I think they have the number 1 seed because of goals scored. I want to say, but my buddy has the center on that one. That game is at, I believe, 2:00.
No, 8.
That's right. Yeah, it's
A
after.
double header.
Yeah, it's after that. Yep. So yeah. Also, I don't know if they're doing anything special for that. Like, if you get a Crew 2 ticket, that gets you admission for like WPSO.
I don't know, but if it is, stick around.
Support women's soccer.
Yes,
All you have to do is support women's soccer. I would go, but
you should
what
be
time is it?
done.
I should be done. Yeah, I might try to make it. I don't know. It depends on how far along in FIFA I am.
Oh, Lord.
I'm in the weekend tournament. I have to I have to get that started. Yes, Yoder. Yeah, he does have the center on that one. He's actually in. He has a game in Cincinnati today too. So he's down in Cincinnati today.
Ay. Lastly, um, U.S. is in action tonight.
Yep, against I want to say, is it Jamaica?
Yes,
That's right.
10:00.
Yeah. Well, okay. So people were misconstrued about the kickoff time. The kickoff time, I think, is 10:06 because it's in Chicago, which
Mm-hmm.
means it's a 9:06 kickoff. And that's one thing that I think CONCACAF needs to do better at saying
10
actual
p.m.
kickoff times.
Eastern.
Yeah, saying actual kickoff times. Like, for example, today's match, Crew Nashville, 7:30, right? Kickoff time isn't until 7:39.
7:40.
So I think that's one thing CONCACAF needs to do better. Going back to Connor's comment, however, the Gold Cup is so stupid and not needed now with Nations League. I would say I agree to disagree.
I'm gonna say this because Qatar bought the World Cup last year and pushed everything out of whack. I don't think the Gold Cup would have been as close to Nations League this year had the World Cup tournament been played at its regular time.
Well, it was like that in 2021.
But I think just because of me personally, I
Mm-hmm.
think because Qatar paid off the head official there at FIFA to get the
Former
World Cup. Well,
former
okay,
head official.
now former. That it messed everything up. FA Cup, World, Gold Cup, Nations League. It's messed everything up because it's pushed it back. So I feel because of that, that's why you're seeing everything so back to back to back to back to back. That's my opinion, but I love having both the Gold Cup and Nations League.
Yeah.
I mean, Nations League gets you a chance to prove you're the best nation
in the region. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the region. Gold Cup, that's everybody. Right?
Everybody in the CONCACAF region.
So that's everybody.
Except for Qatar.
They once again bought their way in.
Like, I still don't understand how Qatar's CONCACAF, but hey, I mean, it is
Whatever
what it is.
floats their boat, right?
It is what it is. Also, for those who don't like it, don't care, shout out Greg Berhalter for being named USMNT head coach again.
So
after Gold Cup.
I love. I hope he keeps BJ Callahan on staff, right? But at the same time, everything that they're running was Greg Berhalter.
Yeah.
So, BJ didn't change anything because it was too soon of a turnaround to change up the system. So, why not, I mean, Greg Berhalter does deserve some of the credit. Yes, BJ might have tweaked the lineups, and we're seeing, fantastic play out of, finally getting Gio, getting Reyna to be the Reyna that we've seen before. Getting better play out of Musa, out of Weah, out of Pulisic. It's not all on his shoulders anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then now you're showcasing the younger talent off now here in the Gold Cup. With the likes of Aiden, and I think Vasquez is there.
Yep.
Which that's gonna hurt FC Cincinnati.
I think it is also, but they just got a striker.
Yeah, that's to replace Brenner.
Right.
But
I mean,
now Vasquez wants out. Yes, Vasquez wants to go play in Europe.
says who?
Says the article I just read on ESPN.
Brandon Vasquez wants to leave. This guy's one of the best strikers in the league.
He wants to go play in Europe.
Hey,
because when Brenner told the front office there at FCC that he wants to leave and he wanted to go play, overseas. They were talking to Vasquez, and Vasquez says, I want to go too, so you might have to look to, replace both. He's like, I don't know when I'm gonna go, but I want to go play in Europe.
Yeah.
So if there's any European team out there that if there's any European team out there that has watched Pulisic, or not Pulisic, but Vasquez, and they see what kind of player he is, they're going to become knocking on doors.
Yeah.
And like, hey, we want him. Here's a blank check. But losing Brenner, and then if you lose Vasquez at this transfer window,
maybe that's what you meant by if Crew win over Nashville.
Possibly.
Supporter Shield is kind of out of reach for FC Cincinnati. I hope so.
They'll falter.
Brandon was linked to a Gladbach move in January. Oh, Munchen Gladbach out in Yemeni. All right. Well then. My friend, our time of predictions has come.
Before we start that, my second national team plays also this weekend too.
Who?
Canada.
You're not American. You're not American. That's all there is to it. You're not American. If you like USA and another team that's in the same North America region,
why do I like the Canadian national team?
Oh, okay, that's fair. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. You can like Jason.
Listen,
it's not the entire Canadian national team. Jason is an exception.
Kamal Miller is a good player too now. Okay. He's a good player.
No, I'm kidding.
But speaking of Jason, getting that call up and everything, right?
Yeah.
We got to talk with him.
Oh yeah, you did
on Wednesday, and our good old friend Patrick Murphy from Massive Report did or it was either him or Adam Jardy, I can't remember, that asked Jason about did he help try to recruit Aiden, for the Canadian national team. And, he made the comment, he's like, I think everybody tried to, but, Aiden chose the the U.S. team, and he's just American. So I mean,
Shout out to Jason. Jason's a funny guy. He's a good guy though.
he spoke more in this interview at training than he
Mm-hmm.
has all season and last year.
Really?
Yes, even when we interviewed him after a game, he spoke more in this training session than he did after a game, and it was long sentences too, not no short, short to the point answers. He gave some long answers. So
Jason's he's a very humble guy. I like him.
he's coming out of his shell. He still doesn't like to talk, to media, but
Yeah,
he's breaking out of the shell, and you know, just a quick start.
he's supposed to play football.
That's it. And he got called up.
Yeah.
And Nancy did say too, some of these guys that get called up to the national teams, he's gonna push them harder. Lucas, Aiden, Eloy, Kevin,
Yep.
Jason. He's gonna push all the ones that get called up to the national teams. He's gonna push them harder.
I mean, as he should.
Yeah, because now you're going from major league to hey, these are some of the best players in the world now. So
Yeah.
step your game up.
Pretty much. All right, my friend. Prediction time.
Let's run it. Let me go ahead and get that FanDuel open.
Here you go.
Hey, I found a different way to bet now. So
hang on. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, please call. I don't know what the number is, but please call. There is help for you. Okay. Charlotte, Montreal. At Charlotte.
I'm going draw. I'm going to go a 2-2 draw. No, 1-1 draw.
1-1?
1-1 draw.
Give me Charlotte 2-1.
Okay.
DC, Cincinnati. Audi Field.
I know Cincinnati's going to be the favorite. But give me DC United 1-0.
Cincinnati 2-0. New England, Toronto, Gillette.
New England. Give me 2-1.
2-0 New England. Red Bulls, Atlanta, Red Bull Arena.
Red Bulls are favored in this one. Give me Atlanta.
1-1 draw. Philly, Miami, Subaru Park.
Philly's coming off of a come from behind with Orlando. Drawing them. Give me Philly. 3-1.
2-1 Philadelphia. KC, Chicago, Children's Mercy Park.
Give me Chicago. Give me Chicago 1-0.
Give me nothing draw.
Fair.
Another round of the Copa Tejas. Austin, Houston. Q2.
Give me Houston 2-1.
Give me Houston 2-0. Colorado, LA, Dick's Sporting Goods Park.
Both teams are horrible.
Just pick the one who's more in shambles to lose.
Give me a 1-1 draw.
So you're going straight for the jugular. You're going straight for the I hope both teams have fun. Give me 2-1 Colorado. Sorry. Salt Lake, Minnesota, America First Field, formerly known as Rio Tinto.
Give me Real 2-1.
Minnesota 1-0. We'll get that game before ours. LAFC Vancouver from the bank.
I think LAFC continues to slide. Give me Vancouver 3-2.
Give me LAFC 3-1. Portland, New York from Providence Park. Whoa. Oh, I hit my keyboard.
So Portland's favored in this, but New York City, no. Go ahead, give me Portland 2-0.
Portland 2-1. Excuse me. San Jose, St. Louis from San Jose.
Ooh. And San Jose's the favorite in this one. Give me a 2-2 draw.
Give me St. Louis 3-0. Seattle, Orlando from Lumen Field.
I can't go against Seattle right now. They're actually looking pretty good. Give me Seattle 3-0.
2-2 draw. Tonight, United States, Jamaica, Soldier Field.
5-0.
Jesus Christ, my friend. This isn't the Nations League. This is the Gold Cup. Remember that.
And
Jesus Christ.
look who they got playing.
Look who Jamaica has playing.
And
that's wild. Give me 3-1 United States. And the main event, Columbus, Nashville, Lower.com Field.
2-1 Columbus. Go ahead and rock with it because you picked Nashville last time.
Give me 3-1 Nashville. I hate to do it. I hate to do it.
What it's gonna be is 3-1. What you want it to be?
Well, so okay. So here's what it is, right? The logical side of me, right, says 3-1 Nashville. The fan of Columbus for 13 years says 4-0 Columbus.
Ooh. You're going bolder than me. You trying to outdo me because of my US pick?
I mean, it 5-0. We don't have Pulisic.
And I have faith in other guys scoring.
All right. What I said what 3?
You said 3-1.
3-1 United States.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. So logical side 3-1 Nashville. The fan 4-0 Columbus. I hope the fan wins. Trust me. I hope the fan in me wins.
I'm going reasonable with the Nashville one, just because it's Nashville.
Fair.
2-1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think we see a brace
From
anybody.
I can't put my finger on it, but it's going to be one of these 23 players right here.
I think, and this is going to be strange. It's not going to be strange, but it's going to be strange. I think Nagby gets a brace.
All right.
I mean, you know,
shot caller right here.
Unless the talk Nancy had with Lucas and see if he's ready to go. If Lucas is ready to go, then I see Cucho with a brace.
All right. All right. Uh, let us know your predictions when we get this up today. My friend, what time are we going to be at the stadium?
I am going to be there. I'm going to actually get a shower, get dressed, and I'll probably be there about 2:30.
Okay.
So if you see me out there in the north lot, stop me, smack me upside the head, say hi. Can't give me a beer right now just because I have work. But let's talk. Let's collaborate. You know, let me know what you think about the show, what we can change, what we can, add in there to spice it up a little more. We are two fat boys that love to eat, so
I've
give us
conquered all the chippies.
give us some spices for what we can make things better. As always, there is the listener support link. If you feel like donating, donate so we can bring you some better content. Take our podcast on tour. We've sort of did that with the Chicago and Philly this year and Charlotte last year. So if you want to donate to help us out, so that not only can we keep this podcast going, but be able to get out to some of these matches and bring you live content from different cities.
Gerald, my friend, I will see you up in the press box. I'll probably get there about 5:15, 5:30, like always.
I'll see you at 6:30.
My guy. Other than that, thank y'all for tuning in this Saturday morning. Have fun at the game. Be safe. See y'all there. Gerald, my friend, as tradition goes, Wisemen say,
Only fools rush in.
see y'all.
Stay wise, y'all.